There are 10 rules to improving in Fortnite, and if you actually follow all 10 of them, you will genuinely become better than 95% of the players you go up against. The problem is that most players break at least half of these rules every single day, and that's exactly why you can grind for months and stay at the same level the whole time. And I'm not just making these up. Through snapping, I've seen thousands of clips from players at every skill level, and these rules are the difference between the players that improve insanely fast and the players that stay stuck forever. The first rule is the one that makes every other rule work. You improve fastest when you find the one thing killing you most, and you fix that one thing until it's gone. Most players try to improve their aim, their editing, their game sense, and their endgame all at once, and most importantly, all at the same time. And nothing improves because no single weakness ever gets enough attention to actually go away. So pick 1 to 3 things, and if you don't know your biggest weaknesses, think about how you've been dying recently, because the way you die repeats way more than you realize. Whatever keeps showing up, that's your one thing, and everything else can wait. Rule 2 changes how you play forever. Okay, just quickly, I've got a completely free document that has the best drills and best practice methods for pretty much every weakness in Fortnite, and if you want this document for completely free, all you have to do is join the Discord server, which is linked in the description of this video. But let's get back to the video. Ranked means nothing. No good player cares about your rank, and neither should you. Ranked is not where you prove yourself, it's where you practice, and it's actually where you create focus points based around your weaknesses, which is a pro trick that not a lot of people know about and barely anyone does. So just treat ranked like a creative map where you can just respawn, and even in reloads you can actually respawn. So if you're not W-keying absolutely everyone there and focusing on improving your weaknesses, then I don't know what you're doing, but you're definitely wasting your time. And that means W-keying everyone you see, taking every fight you can find and trying to take as little damage as possible throughout the whole game. If you build good habits in ranks, you're gonna carry them over into real tournaments. But the moment you stop caring about winning the ranked games and start caring about winning fights, every ranked game becomes practice, and you improve twice as fast or even more as the players playing scared or actually caring about their rank. And for the more advanced competitive players, that's gonna seem like a no-brainer, but I had to mention it because there's some people who still care about dying in ranked. Real quick, if you're enjoying these types of videos, make sure to drop a like, because it genuinely helps me push these videos out to more people that are grinding with no direction, and it would mean a lot. Now, rule 3. Not building, not editing, damage. Your builds only exist so you can deal damage safely. You've had fights where you box someone, piece them, retake, look absolutely insane, and still die at the end. That happens because you spent the whole fight building and never slowed down to shoot. And you don't even need to slow down to shoot. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that damage is the most important thing. You should always be thinking about how can I get damage, and how can I get the most amount of damage, and how can I have a positive damage ratio throughout the whole game and in every single fight. Not even because of Surge, obviously that plays a factor as well, but even in ranked, if you follow this mindset, you'll win way more fights, you'll get third-partied less and win third parties when you do get third-partied, and your overall tournament placements will just start improving. Now this one might be obvious to a few of you, but in case you didn't know, Fortnite's camera sits over your right shoulder. So peek around the right side of your wall and you'll see your opponent before they see you. This is called peeker's advantage. If you peek around the left, you're showing them your whole body before you can even see them, and you'll lose the trade no matter how good your aim is. What most people realize is this applies to the layers and position you are during the end game, because from VOD reviewing tons of pros, the one thing you'll notice is that every single good low ground team always tries to play the left side of zone, because that means when someone contests them on the low ground, they'll be the ones fighting from right hand peaks. And this might not seem like a big thing, but trust me, this is something pros do that most players don't realize can actually cost you games if you don't do this. And when this does cost your game, I guarantee you won't know it's because of this. So just trust what I'm saying now, because it will save you bad placements later on. Now this next next one will probably annoy some of you, or for some of you, it's gonna make your day 10 times better. Basically, never do more than around 45 minutes of aim training per day. If aim is a super big weakness of yours, you can do 60 minutes, but I would keep it max at 60 minutes. Because past that, your aim basically stops improving and you just start burning and wasting time. I see players doing 2 hours of Kovacs a day and then dying over and over to something that has nothing to do with their aim. Those hours should be going into your actual biggest weaknesses. 30 to 45 minutes a day is plenty and more than good enough. Now, everyone thinks awareness comes naturally with hours, but the truth is it doesn't. You train it like a mechanic, and it's worth more than raw speed, because the player who knows where everyone is beats a faster player almost every time, especially in actual tournaments. Now, one way to improve this, other than obviously just playing a bunch of scrims and getting more reps in, is to play a Zone Wars map like Cup Endgame, and every time you place a wall or finish an edit or box up, make sure you're always looking around and always looking for people who might be wanting to grief your game or do a pre-edit on you or something like that. Again, this is a super small habit, but it can literally save you not just better tournament placements, but if you're more of an advanced player who's playing in tournaments for money, then this can literally save you hundreds of dollars or potentially thousands, and it's such a small habit, so it's definitely worth learning. By the way, comment the number of the rule you break the most. I actually read the comments and I want to see which one is the most common. If you're winning every creative fight you take, you're not practicing, you're farming confidence. You improve by fighting people who punish your mistakes because they force you to fix them. So find people at your level or above. A scrim Discord, 1v1s against better players, or you can also join the Snapping Community Discord. But losing to better players improves you faster than beating worse players ever will. And I'm not joking when I say this, I genuinely believe that 30 minutes of good practice against extremely good players who punish your mistakes is better than 3 or even 4 hours of practice against people you can comfortably beat every time. Now, a simple move you can hit every time is worth much more than a flashy move you can hit just sometimes. The players who do a basic protected retake 10 times out of 10 beat the player who misses half their quad edits, and that's just a vague example, but what I'm trying to say is consistency goes way further than fast and flashy mechanics. Now, rule 9, every death is information, and most players throw it away because they're already loading into the next game. So before you queue again, take 5 seconds and ask what actually killed you in that previous game. Just clip it and watch back the clip, or if you can, use the Fortnite replay system to look at how you died, because there you have different angles, you can slow it down and stuff like that. A lot of people don't VOD review, and if they just VOD review, that one thing would help them improve like 10 times faster than they are right now. So if you're actually serious about going pro, you need to put in the effort and you need to stop being lazy, and you need to VOD review and look at what's costing you games. Now, the last rule. If your games fall apart in endgame, no creative map fixes that, because you can't learn zones, rotates, and real endgame pressure in any creative map. The only place to practice endgames is actual endgames, which means scrims. If endgame is genuinely one of your biggest weaknesses, most of your practice time should be scrims. It's literally the closest practice you can get to tournaments, and the more advanced and the better you get, the more scrims you should be playing and the better players you should be going up against. Now, here's the honest truth about these rules. The 2 hardest ones to follow are Rule 1 and Rule 9, finding your biggest weaknesses and knowing the real reason you died. Because in the moment, every death just feels like they beat you, or maybe it feels like it could be this, but it could be that, and you're just not sure which one it is, or maybe you just don't have a clue at all what your weaknesses are and what's costing you games. But that's exactly why I built Snapping. You upload a clip, it finds the mistakes actually costing you placements, tells you your biggest weaknesses, and builds your routine around fixing your biggest weaknesses features, so it does Rule 1 and Rule 9 for you automatically. You also get 24/7 coaching and a ton of other features, and the link's in the description if you're serious about improvement and want to check it out. But those are the 10 rules. You don't need to follow all of them perfectly from day one, but pick 1 or 2 or 3 that you're breaking the most and fix those, and then gradually work your way up so you're doing all of these rules. Now, if this helps, then make sure to like and subscribe, but if you want the fastest way to actually apply these rules, then click this video on the screen because I picked it out for you and it perfectly pairs with this video.